free vaccination would now be possible in private hospitals in Tamil Nadu. And joining us now, Dr. J. Radhakrishnan, Tamil Nadu's Health Secretary. Doctor, thank you very much for your time. Is the strategy to tap the underutilized vaccine allotted to private hospitals, sir?
Yes, actually what we have done is that, there is a 75% is given to the states by the government of India, which is for which we are giving through the states, we are giving the free vaccines. But the 25% quota, what we found is that, not more than 5% was getting utilized by the private hospitals. When you look at the reasons, the easy access to free vaccines was one of the reasons. But while the government of Tamil Nadu stated position is to get an allocation of 90% free, at this moment it is being lost. So to avoid this, what we did is a lot of people were coming and giving CSR on a number of other issues. So what we found, we started matching them and saying that if you could fund the private vaccination drive and then linking up to a gap in some area, maybe school teachers or maybe some other sets of people, so that the people who are giving also will come to know whom they are funding, and the hospitals are also able to access these funds, and in their private quota they are able to provide free vaccination. And the response was pretty good. We had the first meeting at Coimbatore, and similarly today we had a meeting at Chennai, where we called the private sector and we also called the industry representative, and many of the industries are linking up to support the vaccination of their own industrial workers. Right. So that's like a win-win situation for everybody.
And in terms of numbers, what do you think this would add up to? How much increase do you think every month you could see?
See, at present, the private sector, the Tamil Nadu government on its own has been able to, based on Government of India supply, almost 1.88 crores we have vaccinated. More than 13 lakh people have got vaccinated by the private sector on a payment basis. So in these 2 days itself, we have got support of almost 3 crore worth of vaccines. So I'm sure that, this is just the initial days. So everywhere there is a lot of enthusiasm to support this. So we should be able to utilize our allocation of our aim is to ensure that the quota being allocated for the private sector is fully utilized to increase the pro rata allocation anyway we are having. So to increase the number of people vaccinated, we would like to push that by utilizing the private quota also.
Any numbers you can share, sir?
See, we are aiming, at present the private for this month the allocation was 17 lakhs.
Right.
Maybe probably up to 8 to 10 lakhs they do it on their own. So the remaining should not get lost. That's the aim. So ultimately whether we achieve this fully this month is not the goal. As we go further, by this matching, we would like to ensure that the entire quota earmarked for private sector is fully utilized by them.
And corporates tie up with hospitals themselves or through the government?
No. We actually put a facilitating person. So in the districts, actually the collector and the district industries committee, they coordinate. In Chennai, of course, there's a separate health insurance an IAS officer looking after health insurance, he coordinates. But ultimately it is more not a question of demand and asking people. Where there is a lot of willingness to do a lot of activity to support COVID. It has to be a people's mission. Another side, there is a demand for utilizing this. So just matching them up. Quite a lot of people on their own, when they meet in the meetings, they decide that I'll fund this, I'll fund this. So it's happening. It's something where even we didn't know that this kind of good response will be there.
The central government often says when states like Tamil Nadu time and again run vaccine drive, the center says states should plan properly with respect to the schedule they receive.
Actually, the problem with our vaccination in the initial phases was vaccine hesitancy and apathy. But now, since the second wave when we had, and we were actually 15 days later than many other parts of the country, the growing realization among the public that vaccine has to be taken. So that has led to this demand. Even though there is an adequate provisioning, or to identify your slot, we also say that, when we give the token for adequate. Sometimes people walk in, for them we give token. So we are spreading that information is that, as and when we get that. And every month the quota of vaccine, while, we have capacity, quota of vaccine compared to the month of May when we had almost 20 lakh, now it is 71 lakhs. So it is increasing, and we are very sure, that's what Government of India has assured us, coming months the supplies will increase. So, but in the next 100 days, we have to do a maximum number of vaccinations so that we can push the wave. So that is why there is an anxiety among people also to ensure that they get vaccinated as quickly as possible.
Any word on the 1 crore special allocation Tamil Nadu has asked?
No, of course we have asked actually for this month definitely over and above what they had assured. So far they have given additional 5 lakhs. Ultimately it's the question of also the availability and from the companies. So we have been supported, that initial break is now not there, almost on a daily basis we have been able to vaccinate. The second half the supplies have been more assured. They are indicating to us, when they will come. In fact, in one company's case it comes a day early also.
Lastly, in what specific way is Tamil Nadu gearing up for any possible third wave, Doctor?
See, ultimately the wave depends on our individual behavior. People are willing to go to crowded places without proper protection. So that has to be restricted. So that we tackle by creating awareness on a continuous basis. Second is the level of vaccination. So we keep pushing whatever available. We ensure we were late starters, but now for the last 1.5 months, we are one of the states which is doing consistently 3 to 3.5 lakh every day. And third, of course, is suddenly a variant coming. So that is why we are keeping on doing a whole genomic analysis also. But bottom line is that people need to understand that there is still, till we adequately get vaccinated, there is every possibility that if we are casual or careless, we can have cluster. So this cluster monitoring and also mini containment is another area which we have been telling collectors that we just, apart from doing all this, we still should keep looking through fever surveillance for emergence of any spike or a cluster.
Crowds at malls, shopping hubs like T Nagar, is there a cause to worry?
See, definitely T Nagar was a problematic area where our commissioner, a very senior official, he has personally been monitoring it. I have myself gone to one particular street which always had a problem, Ranganathan Street and all. Apart from that, it's not just this. In fact, the big malls are not having so much of a problem, rather than the smaller streets and in religious area, the streets surrounding it and tourist places. So these are areas where we have to consistently keep our awareness drive, and also the monitoring and penalizing issue also has to be regularly being done. These both.
Lastly, this oxygen-related deaths. What is Tamil Nadu's position on that?
See, it's a very, first we need to understand that Tamil Nadu during the crisis period also got adequate oxygen. So oxygen per se, a lack of oxygen supply could not be attributed to a cause of death. But there were instances in the month of April and early May where there were issues of pressure drop, where the tank in the hospital had oxygen. But there were issues of pressure drop and there were technical issues which did cause certain deaths. It's to directly attribute it to lack of overall oxygen supply would be wrong. On the other hand, this is more like an accident due to certain issues. So these are being separately looked into as to how it happened, despite adequate oxygen being available in the tank. There's more kind of getting frozen in the supply chain, or for that matter valve issues. So these are being looked into. At a public health level, our concern is not looking at it from one particular area. Any preventable death or any death due to a disease which can be cured is an issue. In month of May and April, the bigger challenge was to provide a proper medical care for non-communicable diseases. We cannot, or the difficulty in ensuring adequate beds. So death, if due to lack of bed, was also cannot be dismissed and just say that only oxygen was a cause. So we look at it 360 degrees, and for us, even in the third wave, we are looking at it in the simple thing is, disaster or death cannot be treated as a statistics. Every life lost is a life lost. So we have to look at it, and it's very mechanical for me to just classify it, attribute it, because perception is one thing, reality is also one thing. Many times perception and reality would also be same. So we need to be sensitive about the psychosocial angle, and we are doing our best to ensure that. I should be very honest that when we had overall production challenges, we got supply under the national plan from as far as Orissa, even trains from which are intended for Punjab are diverted to us. So we were supported to ensure that almost 650 metric tons of oxygen was made available. For the next wave, our preparation is we should be self-reliant and not dependent. We don't have big steel mills, but we still have around 480 metric tons of capacity. Now we are adding on this more than 100 generators, oxygen generators to augment it.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for your time. And that was Dr. J. Radhakrishnan, Tamil Nadu's Health Secretary, talking to us in Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, Find TV.